Reboot. Life reboot. Anyway, this song's called Unbound. Coffee in a paper cup, I swirl around and drink it up. Sunrise shining on my skin. Signaling my change of fate, unbound and ready to begin. 1,600 miles to go. It's just a couple days or so. There's time to contemplate my sins. Where everybody knows my name. Unbound, I'm ready to begin. Unbound, I can't live on the dark side of town. It needs some hope to stick around. Unbound, and I can't live my life on the ground. 'Cause we just held each other down. I'm passing kids who smile and wave. These billboards, license plates, reminders of the state I'm in. At a truck stop in Ohio, stray dogs running down the road. Unbound, he's looking for a friend. Unbound, I can't live on the dark side of town. Smashed out and the sheets broke down. Unbound, maybe now your own life will turn around. 'Cause baby, we just held each other down. Coffee in a paper cup, I swirl around and drink it up. Tonight be my journey's end. I pull out from this interstate, a different kind of road awaits. Unbound, I'm starting out again. Yeah, I'm unbound. Thank you. Hey, you know, I saw Richard Thompson at Kerrville Folk Festival, and a few years ago, and he was, he's perfect. He gets up there, and then just one time during the show, and he's perfect, and he hit I think the same chord I just hit, which was, and he just went, and everyone went, and then he just smiled and he just kept, strumming away. So yeah, it's always a surprise, right?
Oh, totally, man.
Yeah,
I remember hearing one guy. He was like a classical dude, and he was talking about he was kind of up on himself because he was kind of a classical technical guy. He thought he was pretty great, and he was great. I mean, he was
I studied classical. It's rough.
Yeah,
you gotta be perfect.
Totally. Well, he was like the thing that people like about me. He was like, and he was explaining it, but it was kind of cool. He was like, he's like, I go out there and come up with crazy lines that you wouldn't think of. He's like, but the thing about that is that I have to be able to fail and then keep going in order to do that. And I was like, oh, that's a really weird kind of self-effacing, super braggy thing to say at the same time, but it was also pretty cool to, see somebody who's just monster player, be like, yeah, sometimes you're gonna get it wrong if you want to do something
And I
cool.
think that's why I got out of classical, because it's like when I was young, you'd sit there in these master classes and you'd have to play, and it was a little too much.
Oh, dude, no, I hear you. Well, let's see. It's almost the 4th of July. I started with this song yesterday. I didn't want to start with it 2 days in a row, but I do feel like I should play it, I guess, being the 4th in whatever world we're living in these days. Anyway. Yeah, the country's on fire, it's like Vegas in space. Stakes are so high, man, there's no time to waste. All the darkness surrounding, punches all landing too low. 'Cause we stepped off the edge, got lost in the crowd. Found out it's not what you see, but how loud. Yeah, we ain't giving up, just settling in for the show. Yeah, we're all stallions, spooked and wild in the stall. Soldiers took a wick on the draw. Teachers left wondering, what's that I hear down the hall? Yeah, you would be too if you saw what we saw. You would be too if you saw what we saw. 'Cause we grew up on Cosby, Six Lies and Dreams, baptized in cars, burning cheap gasoline. Our disease just keeps spreading like lead down some Michigan stream. And we take from the sickest ones, steal from the poor. It can't fix itself, that's a problem ignored. Living high on the gun, getting low on the floor. Yeah, we're all movies with an ending to sad. Mothers with our babies gone bad, and we're dreaming of something maybe we ain't ever had. Tell me, is this your civil war? Or is this our revolution? Well, I guess it depends which side's giving in. Yes, this is America standing in line. John Wayne ain't dead and the markets are fine, but bullets cost money and I ain't got a dime. Yeah, we're all stallions, spooked and wild in the stall. Soldiers took a wick on the draw. Children left wondering, what's that I hear down the hall? Oh, you would be too if you cared much at all. Struggling to breathe with your back to the wall, wondering which body would be the last straw. You would be too if you saw what we saw. You would be too if you saw what we saw. So,
That song just blows me away every time I hear it.
thanks, man.
Was that one that took you a while to write, or did it just come out?
That was a weird one. It was the first one that I wrote for the last album after not writing anything of, that I felt was anything at all for a long time. And my buddy that I played with last night over at the Sagebrush gave me a really good idea, because it was at a time when we were like all trying to figure out how to write stuff in a world that seemed like really different, and like so overwhelming. Like, oh, I want to write about everything, but I have no idea how to do it. And he was like, oh, you just write about what we have in common. And I was like, oh, yeah. And it just turned out there was just a bunch of terrible things that we had.
Now, I love how that song says a lot without kind of hitting anything over the head, Well, thanks, it says a lot. It's one of my favorites of yours.
I appreciate
Well, How's the balance? Balance okay? His voice okay? Everything's good? Okay. We're depending on y'all out there. Thank you. And this is streaming too. So I want to thank Robert Borowitz for doing the video. That's what you see, these little things. So watch out for the wires if you come up this way. It's streaming on Facebook. It's streaming on my Facebook music page and YouTube. And I think, Robert, is it streaming to your page too? Yeah, it's streaming to Twitter, a bunch of places. Do you have it streaming to yours or not?
I can while you're doing this.
Yeah, you can do it while I'm playing. But anyway, this is a song I wrote. Kind of reminded me of this tune. I wrote after taking an unexpected side trip coming back from New Orleans to Texas. It's called Louisiana Sky. 60 miles from nowhere, city lights left behind, just me and the highway in Louisiana sky. I heard the past come a-calling like a voice from up high, saying we all once lived under Louisiana sky. Crossed a bridge over the bayou, sugarcane grows tall and wide, plantation cabin down an old gravel road. There's ghosts of live oaks telling tales of old souls, blue beads in their pockets to keep off the evil eye. Couldn't lift them to freedom under Louisiana skies. And on their papers, first names only: Moses, Martha, and a child. Life stories left here in cypress and stone, once flesh and blood, now dust and bone. Clouds darkened and swirled down, lightning crackled and cried. Tears of history were streaming on the Louisiana sky. Cabins empty and dusty, voices still by the time. I said my prayer to the nameless in the Louisiana sky. Said you won't be forgotten under Louisiana skies. Thank you. Thanks for the lead.
I like that song a lot.
Yeah, thanks for jumping in the lead, because that's good.
I like how you know, play a lot with people, and the chords are similar or the same, whatever. But like you always throw something unexpected, and it kind of I was like, oh, it always makes me kind of like, all right. I look up to what did she just do there? I like that.
Throwing that fat seven to wake you up there.
I have a couple songs that reminded me of, but I think I want to play this one. I've got one that's specific to Louisiana, but I just don't feel like playing it right now. I don't think I'm awake enough to play it. But this other one, that's a Sky song for whatever words, but I guess in a couple of ways, 'cause I did kind of like get it sort of out of the sky one day. So yeah, I'll see if I can remember how to play this. It's a newer tune. It's not on any album or whatever. I'm always looking at the sky. That's why I love a cloudy day. Sit and watch the world roll by. Hear the sound of children playing. I don't believe we ever die. So linger on in the shades of gray. I'm always staring at the sky. That's why I love a cloudy day. So say a prayer, light a candle if you're so inclined. Oh, and I'll be there, singing softly for your worried mind, out in the by and by. I'm always talking to myself. That's why I love a crowded room. Nobody hears your private hell. Nobody stops to look at you. I sit and share my cup of woe with anyone who's passing through. I'm always talking to myself. That's why I love a crowded room. So say a prayer, light a candle if you will. Oh, it's getting dark. See the shadows standing still there on the windowsill. So when you're staring at the sky, be sure to sing out loud and free. I'm up here slowly floating by, down there looking up at me. So say a prayer when all the lights are turned down low. Oh, well, I'll be there to wish you peace in any language that you know. So when you're staring at the sky, I'm up here slowly floating by, you're down there looking up at me. I'm up here slowly floating by, you're down there looking up at me. So, it's lunch. Not yet. Want someday.
Yeah, you have so your album now is about what, three years old?
It's about as old as the pandemic, and
So you're going to be recording soon, or you got something recorded?
I got a ton of songs, and I've got rough ideas of, I want to record them, but it hasn't really kind of gotten past that. What do I?
You had a project about what, 2 years ago, a child project.
Yes, we've been working on that.
Yeah.
So that's been taking up some time, but I'm real proud of that project. I feel like really it's developing in a way that that I'm digging.
It's good. It's a good one. I did that for a long time, which is why it took me a while to get back to things. But anyway,
that's a thing.
Anyway, in that vein, I'm going to do a song called Trouble because, kids are really good at. And I'll give you one tip: the older they get, the bigger the trouble gets.
Oh,
it's
dude.
like, it's not just like the little Band-Aid, right? It's I took the car out last night. It's incrementally as the years go up, the cost of the phone call or the problem goes up.
Dude, I imagine. One thing I've learned is that all the things that that parents told me that when I didn't have a kid, and I was like, whatever, you're exaggerating, Now I'm like, oh wow, you're right,
Yeah.
So I believe you, and I'm scared.
Yeah. Be very afraid, but it all works out. It works out. Anyway, this song's called Trouble. I went to church on Sunday to put my sins behind me. When I woke up on Monday, the devil still did find me. I've seen trouble all my days, singing trouble all my days. Tuesday brought me true love. He swore there was no other. We married on a Wednesday, but he was a faithless lover. I seen trouble all my days, singing trouble all my days. I seen trouble all my days, singing trouble. Thursday night at the town, the whiskey was flowing. By Friday I was busting flat, no one seemed to know me. Woo-hoo, Saturday brought hell to pray, a hole too dark to mention. By Sunday I was on my knees, I was begging for redemption. I seen trouble all my days, singing trouble all my days. I've seen trouble all my days, singing trouble all. Thanks for the solo. I love when I play with someone who can just jump in on lead guitar, because I'm not a lead player.
I was like, man, I got to stay out of the way for that. Because I loved what you were doing already. I was like, shit, I don't want to make that go wrong,
That sounded good.
Well, the trouble that we have seen in our side projects that we got going on has not been terrible, but it's it's the garden variety, screaming when you should be sleeping kind of thing.
Sleep deprivation is a real thing. Yeah, it is. And hey, I want to give a shout out, because I noticed a couple people were online, and those people who are watching and tipping, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
We have a tip jar somewhere here too. I don't know where it went. Oh, it's on the table. My friends. My friends always show up. Thank you. But the New World Deli is a great place to eat and drink. So I encourage you to do both, and to tip our lovely wait persons and counter people handsomely, because they deserve it.
That's
as
for
well.
sure.
Yeah. They're working hard for their money, and
Yeah.
they've been open like pretty much doing takeout and everything during the pandemic, and then opening back up for music because this was all online during the pandemic. So thank you to Greg and the staff and everyone. So.
Totally. When I used to live here, one of my roommates was like one of the first cooks in the back here. So I've been coming here for years and years and years.
All right.
So I was glad that it was when they started doing this sort of thing. This is for my sleeping daughter at home, which is so wonderful that she's actually sleeping right now. It's the only trouble that we've been seeing. Is trying to get that to happen. Let's see. See you searching for your sleep, and I am sorry. Tossing and turning like I do most every night. I hope your second set of teeth growing straighter. Leave you grinning with a smile more like your mother's face than mine. Yeah, of course we'd spring for braces in the 7th grade, but darling, you should know. It's gonna be a long road. Trust your eyes, but always keep your mind open. Crooked smiles ain't always hiding something crooked underneath. It don't matter much the town that you grow up in. There's perfect kids in California having nights they just can't breathe. And millions more without the luxury of dreaming about some better place to go. Yeah, it's gonna be a long road. And two becomes one, becomes someone that just needs some time to grow. There's some things I've learned that I hope you get the chance to pass along. Some things to leave alone. I know you hate to sleep, and I am sorry. I don't want you burning out when I can tell you'd rather win. Someday I hope you have the same conversation before you're crying with your mother about a call from your old man, and how he whistled through his false teeth when you asked him if he said he has to go. He just says no. Oh, it's gonna be a long road. So much.
Well, I'm trying to fix this up because my husband is the oldest child in his family. It's going, so it won't fall. And this is a song I've just learned. He unfortunately lost his younger brother in January. He was a drummer, really fine drummer in Boston, named Randall Gibson, and he just went to sleep one night and didn't wake up, just like out of the blue, you know. And I think it's really tough to lose someone like that, but especially when it's your younger sibling, because I don't know if you have brothers and sisters, but there's definitely that pecking order that
True.
goes right into adulthood unless you're unless you're an only child. Whoops. There we go. So anyway, Randall was in a band called Scruffy the Cat in Boston. That was a great band in the '80s, and they toured around, and they were kind of a post-punk band, and they were wonderful. And they had this tune that turns out Randall had written the lyrics to. And I loved it, and I always loved it, but I always heard it a little slowed down because I'm more of a folkier person, you know. I had my rock band days, but I always heard it a little bit slower. And so I'm going to try to do it with this little tiny screen here. 'Cause, I just learned it, and I played it we had a memorial show up in Boston, excuse me, a couple weeks ago. I'm not overcome with emotion. It's just stuff in the throat.
It's okay. Tell yourself, whatever.
When I was a kid, I was watching, this will date me, but I was watching the Ed Sullivan Show. And there was a singer, Lou Rawls, and he came on and he was singing, and the same thing happened to him. Like he swallowed his saliva the wrong way, and he was literally like,
oh no,
like getting beet red and choking, and had to sing. But anyway, this song is called "Time Never Forgets." I remember a short time ago, your love was all I thought about. But now you're gone and it seems so long ago. My heart's a million miles away with you. Put it all away. Wake up tomorrow and it's still the same. Put it all away. Wake up tomorrow, it's still the same. I got a few cards and letters here and there, but they're not enough. These four walls drive me crazy, and I wish I could give you up. Put it all away. Wake up tomorrow and it's still the same. Put it all away. Wake up tomorrow and it's still the same. And I never knew I could stop loving you. 'Cause time never forgets. Time never forgets. Time never forgets. Time never forgets. I got a few cards and letters here and there. It's not enough. These four walls drive me crazy, and I wish I could give you up. Put it all away. Wake up tomorrow, it's still the same. Put it all away. Wake up tomorrow and it's still the same. And you know it's true. I'll never stop loving you. 'Cause time never forgets. Time never forgets. Time never forgets. Time never forgets. Thank you.
That's a cool tune, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I thought it was cool. I always thought it was cool. But they would play it like boom, 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 because they were in their 20s and they were punk, kind of punk, country punkers.
That's how you play when you're in your 20s, man.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Let's see. Huh.
And man, that's really hard to read. That little tiny.
That's pretty small.
It's
man.
tiny. It's tiny.
That's
It was
small.
challenging. I probably look, like cross-eyed.
Do I what now? Like Adam. Oh, I love Adam Carroll. You know what? I got an idea. I'm gonna play a song that is essentially an Adam Carroll ripoff, and then I'm gonna see if I can squeeze some of his lyrics into that song, just to show you how much I ripped off the song from him. Adam Carroll's the best.
You borrowed.
Borrowed,
Yeah.
But he's killer, man. He's one of my favorite
Oh,
writers
he's great.
of
Yeah.
all time.
He's
Yeah.
awesome.
Like tossing this in there doesn't completely
Thank you.
mess me up. We'll see. But yeah, you it's not exactly the same chords, but it's quite similar. So
We won't tell him. Maybe he's not. Hopefully, he's not watching.
I'll text him. I'll tell him I stole. I think I told him I stole before. Yeah, well, I woke up this morning, just a whisper on my lips, but you know my head was screaming loud enough for two. And after trying so damn hard to drive the day out of the night, you know the sun came round to find me, collect the debt that's due. And he told me I was keeping too much time to sleep inside, so I went walking out on Main Street, eyes all open wide, and I was hungry for a taste of something. I was hiding for a time, tried to start a revolution, and all I got was this old rhyme. You know, some days you wake up wrong, you're like a half-developed song. All your pieces, they don't seem to get along. Still you rise to face the day with all the rules and all the ways you try to keep yourself from bending close to breaking. Take stock of all these chances you are taking. Yeah, when all you got is questions and a pocket full of time, you know it's hard to keep from ending up down on the welfare line. There's so many roads to choose from, and why you just can't tell, but all the boys down at the crossroads say that this one leads to hell. But you know, last night at the bar, I guess I made more than I spent, but all that money ain't enough to pay the rent. Sure, it adds up in the tip jar, and it's enough to buy some smokes and rent a cheap motel. When that sun comes up tomorrow, I guess it's just as well, 'cause we're just trying to get a glimpse. Take a look under the sheets, and there'll be time to make a face for all the faces that you meet. Yeah, time for sharing secrets and the wishes we have made. There'll be time to lay your head down in the shade. But you know old Scarface in the corner, he's looking for a fight. It sure looks good in Galveston tonight. Necks are killing time, and the girl with the dirty hair said she'd be mine. But you know, some days you wake up wrong, you're like a half-developed song. All your pieces, they don't seem to get along. Still you rise to face the day with all the rules and all the ways you try to keep yourself from bending close to breaking. Take stock of all these chances you are taking.
Ooh, nice one. That really moves along, that song.
It's, you know, I feel like I keep playing it faster and faster and faster depending on what time of day it is.
How many cups of coffee?
Yeah, plenty of coffee today.
And you'll be doing the 80s punk version eventually, right?
I would like to do an 80s punk version. But yeah, it's totally stole Girl with the Dirty Hair. You know, it's in there somewhere. It's probably even the same key. Now I gotta go pay Adam Carroll.
Sorry about that. I think I got to clean that old tuner. The little switch is getting a little dirty. Well, I'm going to do a tune, kind of change things up a little bit. And I'm going to tune while I'm telling you about it. This is a song that I heard this story about this woman about 10 years ago. I heard the story about this woman named Laura Bullion, and she was an outlaw in old Texas. And she was one of the few female outlaws that rode the horse and I'm gonna make sure this is okay, and also held up banks and trains and did all that stuff. And she was born in the 1870s, but she lived to 1961 or 62. So wow. I was thinking about it, like what she went through, and kind of starting with the horses and the covered wagons and the Old West and. Yeah. Robbing banks and trains, and then, to moonshots by the time she passed away. But she ended up kind of living this life of obscurity. She was a seamstress in Memphis. So I got the idea of maybe she was telling someone about her past life because no one would know to look at her that she had this whole secret life.
Right.
So anyway, this is called Laura's Song. Daughter of an outlaw, and I live an outlaw life. From Abilene to Cody, across the great divide. True love was my treasure, though I never was wise. Well, I will tell my story now to you. Mama barely raised me, then she left me with her kin. They did the best they could to keep a restless child from sin. And bound for San Antonio, the red lights reeled me in. And I was no one's angel anymore. Schooled me in the ways of pleasing men. I took up with Will Carver, the Blackjack Kitchen's gang. Will died in Sonora, then I fell for Blue-Eyed Ben. Yeah, I was the tall Texas girl. Running with the wild bunch, we robbed the banks and trains. I would hold the horses till we made our getaway. We hit the Great Northern and the boys blew up the safe. $60,000 was the take. July to November of 01 was quite the time. Montana down to Little Rock, on the run, living high. It ended in St. Louis, where we both caught and tried. They gave me 5, but Ben got 15 years. Out on good behavior, 7 more years did I pine. I walked a straight and narrow path while Ben did his hard time. Letters sent from prison, he said, Laura, you're still mine. And I I will make this up to you someday. Ben had good intentions, but his outlaw ways ran deep. The promise of an honest life is one he could not keep. 'Cause 9 months after exiting that penitentiary, Ben died near Dryden, robbing the number 9 train. Daughter of an outlaw, and I led an outlaw life. Oh, 50 years have passed, now I'm the last one of their kind. My secrets will die with me, and my name will fade with time. It's Laura, the tall Texan's girl. Laura, the tall Texan's girl.
Nice.
Thank you. Thanks for the high lonesome little.
Oh, very.
Hills.
I was like, what am
Very
I
nice.
doing? I better not do too much.
No. Matt is one of the most tasteful guitar players I know. So whenever you do a gig with Matt, you get like nice little. You don't get someone like banging away,
Oh man.
and you're going, I forget my words because the guy's banging away.
Right, that happens. I want that happens to me.
Yep,
I'm like,
yep.
Please. Okay.
Who's making the
can do
online
that.
request?
We can do that. I know her. She's a very hi,
yeah.
hi, Julianne. How you doing?
Hi, Juliana.
Okay. Yeah.
I met Juliana at a show. We sat next to each other, and we got to know each other over the course of the show. And I don't even remember what it was, but it was at the Paramount. I remember that.
Cool.
And now I'm signed up for a mailing list, and I hear about her.
Yeah. No, yeah. I've
she's
done
great.
it for a long. I think I met her maybe with Patterson years ago. I feel like. But yeah, I played this one. I was gonna play it earlier, and I forgot. But yeah, I'll play that over the bridge one. It's hurricane season in Houston, and I know it doesn't mean too much to y'all. You want it. You want the you get all the positives and none of the negatives from that. So this is one I wrote after I moved to town, and got to go talk with folks who were had to relocate after the first big storm that came through when I moved to Houston. It's not all good when you have to pick up and run away. Running around in a different town, but the lights don't flicker quite like New Orleans. And I'm luckier than most, I guess. I got a tank of gas, a paycheck in my jeans. Somewhere hunkering down, and I was Texas bound on that long black stretch of road I once roamed. Now I'm looking around and I can't remember how I called this concrete garden home. Man, I left town when the rains came. I just kept finding less reason to stay. But there's times I wish I hadn't floated away. Over the bridge and past over the river, back to Houston town. Oh, right back to that life I knew was keeping me down. Yeah, there's miles and miles of Texas, though. That ain't me I've seen. 'Cause if it's pride, I'm proud. If it's blood, I'm bound to that city of New Orleans. Back in 75, I was staying alive, turning cards to cash and blowing it all on dope. Got too deep and I just headed east to the swampland, searching for my father's ghost. And I rolled in a gambler, thinking sure as hell things would stay that way. There was something in the Acadian wind that blew my luck every time I sat to play. And it's there I met my sweet Louise. She was born a red stick girl, settled in the quarter like an oyster pearl. Over the bridge and past old river, safe from Houston town, all protected from that life I knew was keeping me down. Yeah, there's pretty girls in Texas, Lord, but that ain't all I need. 'Cause if it's pride, I'm proud. If it's blood, I'm bound to that city of New Orleans. And I was traveling west down old I-10 in a car, going stop and go. And their angry drivers burning up were telling show and telling show. So I put a call to my old friend Paul, just looking for a place to rest my head. It's my first night back and I'm cooking smack in a barroom filled with gambling fools instead. Man, the levees broke and the bloods came, and I'm left standing 7 hours away, drinking beer where the burned out junkies play. Over the bridge and past old river, neath the lights of Houston town, all wrapped up in that life I knew was keeping me down. Yeah, I'm high and dry in Texas, Lord, but that don't mean I'm clean. 'Cause if it's pride, I'm proud. If it's blood, I'm bound to that city of New Orleans. If it's pride, I'm proud. If it's blood, I'm bound to that city of New Orleans. Thanks. I don't play that song a lot.
That's a good one, though.
Thanks.
I was when I was leaving Austin to go to, was I in Austin? Yeah, it was. I've been traveling a little bit this past month, so but I was getting on a plane to Boston, and I was checking my bag, and the lady there at the counter, she noticed my shirt. I had a Trombone Shorty T-shirt on. Yeah, and Trombone Shorty is awesome, musician from New Orleans, and I have a feeling this thing is going to fall down soon. But anyway, so she said Trombone Shorty. She got all excited, and I guess she's been living here since Katrina.
Yeah.
And but she was talking about New Orleans, where both my sons went to college in New Orleans, and my oldest son stayed there for a long time. He stayed there for like 9 years total, and so we've been back and forth there a lot. And but the way she was talking about it, and she was getting so excited. There's a line of people behind us, and we're just talking about shows that we've seen in New Orleans and music and food, and she just didn't care about the rest of it because I think she missed her hometown so much.
That's the thing.
So yeah, but well, I live in Wimberley for at least another month. Today's the 3rd. Yeah, we're moving on the 3rd. We're moving into Austin. We sold our house down there, and we're going to rent an apartment for a couple of years. But
that's a change. It's
a change, but when you've been dealing with home ownership for 15 years, and every time you're like, the AC broke, and you just know it's going to be $5,000 because it's always $5,000 when the AC breaks, right? So this time it'll just be like, we call up the landlord,
There you go.
Hopefully it gets fixed.
Then you wait. Yeah.
Yeah, then you wait. But anyway, this is a song I wrote in Wimberley. I started it actually many years ago when there was my son was coming home from college because it had closed because there was there'd been the Bastrop fires going on, and then there was a hurricane coming in. I think it was Hurricane Ike. I don't remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so he
That was fun.
yeah, and so he and his girlfriend came, and I started this song, and then I started the first line. I put it away, and then we had some very, very bad floods in Wimberley in 2015, and just horrible. Like right down the street from where I live, by the Blancos, houses just washed away. People were washed away, and it was cars were up in trees, and many people died, and it was bad. So I kind of finished this song after someone. We went out the next day and saw the Blanco just was covering everything, and someone looked up and saw like all this stuff in the trees and said, "Wow, it looks like the end of days." So I kind of filed that away, and then I ended up, of course, because I'm a songwriter, right?
Yeah,
We make songs from stuff. So I wrote this tune. It's an A. If you. Hurricanes, wildfires, seems like Mother Nature's running wild. Is this the end of days? It feels like the end of days. River floods, house is gone, left in mud just to carry on. Is this the end of days? It feels like the end of days. Preacher says, brother, you need religion. Get down on your knees and seek a vision. Let's start that verse again. I haven't played the song in a long time, Matt. Here we go. Preacher says, brother, you need religion. Get down on your knees and seek a vision. No use worrying about the judgment day. All of your fears are gonna wash away. 2 by 2 was his plan. 40 days till they hit the land. Was it the end of days? It seemed like the end of days. Rainbow sky, journey's end. Send them out just to start again. Was it the end of days? It was not the end of days. Forget waiting, sister, for your deliverance. Just making a move can make a difference. No use worrying about the judgment day. All of your fears are gonna wash away. One more minute, I got to live this life and all that's in it. Time keeps ticking to the judgment day. Don't want these years just to waste away. Are we lost, me and you? Where is love? Will we make it through? Is this our end of days? Is this our end? Is it our end of days? Thank you.
Beautiful song. I love that.
Thank you. Thank you. And when I recorded that, it was very like, because I had like the band of heathens backing me up, and it was like, it was. And then during COVID, it became much more slow, like everything during COVID.
Oh,
Like walking through Jello for 2 years, right?
the song grew into itself, man.
It
What
did.
it should be. You know? Let's see. I've been writing a lot since all the time, and I've even written happy songs, which is not.
Happy songs.
Yeah,
What
right.
are these happy songs?
Wait.
What are these happy songs?
Where have you heard these before? Yeah. Which is weird.
I know not of happy songs.
It is so strange because that's not my bag typically. But I guess the thing is, I've been happy. Go figure, you know. So here's one. I swear it'll be the last one where I try to fit a million words into a song.
Oh, you say that
Today.
now, but it won't be your last. It won't be your last.
Yeah, but I feel like it's this rapid fire thing. I thought that I put crammed words into songs before, but this one truly tests the depths of my terrible lungs. So we'll see. We'll see how this works. I'm sitting down to boot, so you know.
Big breath.
It starts out normal, but then it gets to be more. But yeah, it's a happy song for my lady. Let's see. It's new, so I don't play it a bunch. So. All right, I get it. Yeah, remember when we wondered how we ever gonna get through this day, that year, the rough patch of trouble we drove ourselves into, shutting doors on conversations, throwing words around the room. Yeah, we made it then and we can do it again, with our arms around each other, just tumbling and stumbling home. With our pockets full, and our hearts keep beating with the blood and the love, oh babe, damn good feeling about it. And I'm not saying I'm worrying now that I know a little something we should worry about. It's just a picture in the back of my brain. When you love me like an ocean and I'm more like a wave, and I wonder what tricks you're gonna show me again. The one when I was drowning and you taught me to swim without saying a word, getting your hair all wet. And all the pain that I was holding like a bird in the hand, just to be a part of something, cause I heard what they said about counting your blessings and never letting them go. Told me there were plenty more ahead up the road, and I'm not saying I'm a worrying now that I know a little something we should worry about. It's just a picture in the back of my brain. And the world is getting heavy and it's starting to rain, but babe, we've been through enough. My heart keeps beating with the blood and the love. Damn good feeling about us. Yeah, and I feel it in the morning when I'm under the sheets, and my mind is running circles like I'm still in a dream, and I can see you in the shadows on the edge of your sleep. It's more than I can handle. Wonder how could it be that I've been sitting in the shadow for a couple of years, you keep me around without a wrinkle of fear. And even though I gave it up when I was only a kid, start praying that I'll never be without you again, oh babe. Never hang you up. Hearts keep beating with the blood and the love. Oh, damn good feeling about us. Yeah, and I'm not saying I'm worrying now that I know a little something we should worry about. It's just a picture in the back of my brain. The world is getting heavy and it's starting to rain, but babe, never hang you up. Looking like a vision from a heaven above. Oh, damn good feeling about us.
Oh yeah, I like that one. What's it called?
I mean, another song that has no a proper title because it's not on an album yet, I guess. I don't know.
But all those words, you got to pick out a title.
I know.
All
I feel
those
like
words.
I got a lot to choose from. I'm gonna have to like find the obscurest ones and use that because I like to title things stuff that you wouldn't think about. You know.
Yeah, it's almost up to like Hamilton rapid fire words in there.
You know, I had never seen that until I met the subject of that song. So maybe there's something to do with that. I don't know.
There you go.
she turned me on to all kinds of different stuff. Although I've always been a rap fan, but Hamilton, that's an impressive musical, man.
It is. I caught it on my daughter's Disney subscription, and which she lent me, and it's good. It was really good. Well, I'm gonna do but I like that. I like that a lot. And I'm always impressed when people have a lot of words because I tend to write music and then it's like I'll have an idea, but coming up with that many words, man. I remember talking to a friend once. It was one of Springsteen's early albums, and it's like, man, he's got all those words. He's got all those words. And he looked at me and goes, I hate them. Yeah. Well, this is a true story. I won't embarrass my husband too much because it is true. It's about like we've been married for a while now. 34 years. Yeah. It's been a long, good run. Oh, thank you. People always applaud, and it's like, you know, I don't know. They should applaud when you like get divorced and find new love too. You know, that should be like applauding because you're because you're keeping optimistic, and
Well,
you know.
This is a hell of a way to tell them y'all are divorcing, man.
No. But anyway, by way of explaining, it refers to an old car in this song, and my husband had this great car when I met him in New York City. He was the only one of our friends that had a car, and it was a diesel. It was a brown diesel Chevette. So
wow.
And it only went, the fastest it went was 50 miles an hour, and it was called the Creeper. So it was really ugly. 55, yeah, 55 down a hill, or the Fred Flintstone hole in the bottom, right? Anyway, this is title track from first CD I recorded. It's called Step by Step. And I wish my daughter was here to sing harmony, but you know. Riding round in your old car and wishing on an evening star, as if wishing made things true. So young, but we were game, a leap of faith to change my name. All we had was me and you. Step by step, brick by brick, line by line, stick by stick, day by day. Baby, yeah, we built it up and made something out of nothing. One by one, two by two, traveling alone and maybe with you, day and night. Baby, gonna build it up and make a lifetime out of something, me and you. It's true. Got a job, yeah, we both did. Made a home and raised our kids. Every phase without a clue. And each time we nearly split, you always raised your game a bit, finding ways to pull us through. Step by step, brick by brick, line by line, stick by stick, day by day. Baby, yeah, we built it up and made something out of nothing. One by one, two by two, traveling alone and maybe with you, day and night. Baby, gonna build it up and make a lifetime out of something, me and you. Baby, me and you. It's true. You said you'd back, I guess we did okay. Step by step, brick by brick, line by line, stick by stick, day by day, baby, yeah, we built it up and made something out of nothing. One by one, two by two, traveling along and made it with you day and night. Baby, gonna build it up and make a lifetime out of something me and you. Baby, me and you. Baby, me and you. It's true. Thank you. Thank you, Harlan.
Yeah, man.
We sold the creeper to a friend and never found out what happened to it.
It's probably best you don't know.
Yeah, it was one of my friends. She had very long blonde hair, and I just envisioned her like driving. I saw her driving away in it, and she was a musician and an artist too.
Cool.
And maybe she's still driving at 50 miles an hour somewhere in South America. Who knows?
That's where, yeah, you can. She went somewhere where you can go slow, and just kind of just chill. I'll be all right with that.
Took a while to get there. Yeah. A slow trip in a little car.
Oh man! So last night I got to play with some good buddies from Houston, but then I got to see a ton of friends from high school and like middle school and stuff, and so that was really cool to reconnect and you pick back up where you left off. I'd written this song to not too long ago, thinking about those times. They were pretty important to me and to all of us, and we barely made it through them because we were kind of bad. And there's a lot of trouble to get into, and a lot of kind of under a microscope of a small town.
Where'd you grow up?
It's a lot of the time in Bernie, which is kind of like outside of.
Yeah.
And it's it's gotten bigger. It's basically San Antonio now, so I think maybe things have changed some. But back then it was quite different. And I haven't played this song a ton either. I played it here once when Allie Holder and and our buddy Terry were here. I think I had just written it, so hopefully I'll remember some words. And if I don't, it's not recorded anywhere, so you won't know anyway. We'll see. Hard knocks and slow-moving twilight. The stars and the moon gave us something to shoot for. The lottery draw, some faraway eyes, driving all night to come home empty-handed. We played the game, and then nothing else changed but the property taxes. But all the same, we're still lying about what we make by the hour. The telephone said it's your birthday. I punched in your number without even thinking. We met at the bar in the oldest disguises, both dressed up just like the friends we remember. So what are we gonna do now? Just blame it on Saturday night. You look like your eyes are on fire. You can crash here till morning. Yeah, we sure turned it loose in the old days, living out on the edge when there's nowhere to go. To count up the times that we all should have died, have to use all of our eyelids and fingers and toes. We pulled out all the stops, outrunning the searchlights. Future farmers and nobody taking wrong turns on Saturday night. I guess we just had to keep living. Surely our sins will roll out with the tide. Learn just as fast as the law would allow, hiding in corners and pushing the bad dreams aside. The first one to sleep gets their hand dipped in water. Some jokes just never get old. This room smells like reefer and permanent marker. The clock says it's time to go home. This town's like a secret you speak with a whisper. No one believes half the stories I've told. It made us all wilder than dogs in a graveyard, howling at shadows and digging through ashes and bones. We pulled out all the stops, burning rubber in daylight, flashing sirens and signs, and we just blame it on Saturday night. We'll just blame it on Saturday night. Thanks, man.
I love that because I think anyone who's grown up in a small town can relate to that. And
Sadly.
So this is funny. I have a friend. I grew up in the Hudson Valley in New York, Pearl River High School, and a friend is here who's lived in Austin for many years who also graduated. I kind of skipped a grade my last year because I wasn't a big fan of the town. Sorry to say. Well, you haven't been there many years either, but I asked my guidance counselor, like, how do I get out early? He says, well, you just take extra English and history and gym. So I did that, but I kind of found that I went from like not enjoying things too much to when I jumped into the next class, which was Chris, that was your class. These people were great. Like they were a really fun bunch of people. And my class had been like Mean Girls and and these people were like they didn't know me well, but they were like, hey, yeah, come on, we're gonna go drive around and make trouble and go up to the Seven Lakes Parkway during lunch and never come back and do all sorts of things. And so it was fun. But I don't have any songs about high school.
To protect the...
No, I don't have any. They'd be brief. Yeah, I don't know. I said they'd be brief because it was like I hit 18 and I just left. That was it. So yeah, high school. Okay, goodbye. But I do have a song, kind of a family song that I'm going to do while I'm in this tuning. So my grandmother was born in the 1890s, I guess. Yeah, because I was the youngest and my mom was the youngest. And she came over. She came over from what's now Belarus. She was an orphan. Her father had just died, and she brought her little sister over. And it was a big deal back then. And stay with relatives in New York that they'd never met. And she ended up having a career and a life and raising children. But anyway, this song I wrote about her. It's called "Promised Land." Papa died the 19th of September. They sent us off 1 month to the day. Me and Lina with a tattered old brown suitcase. Papa's portrait tucked inside and safe. From Liverpool to steerage glass, noses pressed to dirty glass, tossing on the ocean 10 long days. Ooh, Lana, sister, take my hand. There's the lady with the torch. Could this be the promised land? Ooh, Lana, she's reaching out her hand, shining at us from the shore. Welcome to promised land. Living with our cousins down on Broom Street. The old world life, it seems so far away. Now I'm 14 and working in a factory, sewing ribbons on for 50 cents a day. We got the candles Friday night, Saturday dawn's clear and bright, taking Lina on the streetcar to the bay. Ooh, Lina, sister, take my hand. There's a lady with the torch, living in the promised land. Ooh, Lina, liberty she stands, shining us from the shore. Welcome to the promised land. The promised land. Tired and poor, orphans at her door, yet her light assured us in. And here we stay and we work day by day. I guess we are American. Ooh, Lina, sister, take my hand. There's a lady with the torch, living in the promised land. Ooh, Lina, liberty she stands, shining in our newfound home. Welcome to the promised land. The promised land. The promised land. Thank you. You know, it's funny because my grandmother was always very big on voting, like you had to vote. She was very, very big on it. And she was, you know, she was about this big. And she went through a lot of hard times. She got married and lost her husband right before she had her third child, my mom. And then the Depression hit. And she was Jewish and lived in upstate New York and went through a lot of, you know, people spray painted stuff on the front of her store. And she went through a lot of it. And, but she didn't stay there, which is good because when the Nazis came through in World War II, they kind of wiped it all out. So, you know, but she always said, like, you know, you got to vote to make it better. So I always took that.
That's truth, man. You do. I mean,
and thank you for that tasty guitar.
Oh.
That sounds so pretty.
Well,
when I record it, I'm going to have to get you in to do that.
I would love to.
Yeah.
I would love to, yeah. I got some songs that are about, you know, reasons you should vote.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll play one of those. Yeah. Not really too many introduction, I don't think. It hopefully says what it says. Can you hear the engines revving, burning out of control? People screaming on the sidewalk, somebody gonna lose their soul. Tiki torches on the TV, waiting on the president. Don't know what to tell my little girl who is 60 years of progress. Well, what's the difference between pride and hate? It's a little bit of sin, hot water, low pressure, hot water, low pressure, hot water, low pressure makes the whole world start to spin. Counted 51 inches, that's Old Testament rain. Flood a city of 4 million, where you think it's gonna drain? Rivers flowing through the sidewalk, God calling from the sky said, we all the same color when the water's this high. What's the difference between pride and hate? It's a little bit of sin, hot water, low pressure, hot water, low pressure, hot water, low pressure makes the whole world start to spin. So if you raise your hand, then make a fist. 'Cause there's people in this world that don't believe that we exist. And if you're dreaming of a time when only walls will set you free, well, step down off your higher ground, look around and see. Hot water, low pressure, Old Testament rain. We all the same color, where you think it's gonna drain? The tiki torches on the TV, tears falling from the sky said, we all the same color, we'll bring a fire next time. Maybe fire next time, yeah, we'll bring a fire next time. Maybe fire next time.
Matt Harlan. And just a reminder, in case you wandered in, I'm Claudia Gibson, and this is Matt Harlan from Houston. And he's pretty awesome, so clap for him. He's, you have, what is the name of your last album? It was Best Beasts?
Best Beasts.
Best Beasts, and it's over there if you're so inclined to pick up a pretty awesome CD. And I'm gonna play a song that was, I told the kind of the traditional 100 years ago story of, more than 100 years ago, story of immigration. But then I got another one that's more recent. So I got a tune for this song because it's a little different tuning. Dadgad.
That's fun.
Yeah. So anyway, I'd never really written a song that was kind of touching on socially conscious things. Sorry, lost the ability to talk. I can sing or I can talk. I can't do both. And I'm tuning. But I wrote this one to enter in the Woody Guthrie song contest. And the Woody Guthrie song contest, they had like these criteria that you have to either write. You have to write something that's in the Woody way, which is not the Willie way, but the Woody way would be more like it has to be a kind of Americana type song, or like This Land Is Your Land, or maybe a kid's song, or a social justice, social conscience song. So I thought about that for a little bit, and I've been working down it. Oh, that's what's going wrong. Hold on. It was that top string. Anyway, I've been working down at a public high school, Crockett High School in South Austin, for a few years. And we had a bunch of kids going through the Dreamers program. So I thought I'll just write about them. And then I kind of started looking at things and realizing like there's people who kind of have to live two lives. And so I wrote this song, and I sent it out. I didn't think too much about it, but I liked it. But then I got this email like a couple months later. It said, "Hey, guess what? Your song won." So, so that was cool.
That's pretty all right.
What do you want to go out to? You want to go out to Oklahoma and sing it? I was like, "Yeah,
That'd be great.
I'll sing at a festival, sure." Yeah, all my songwriting heroes there, and they got to go out and see the statue of Woody Guthrie, and they'd kind of run him out of town. You know, they didn't like him too much, and now he's got a big statue in
Right.
festivals. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, I haven't played this one in a while, but I'm not making any excuses. But anyway, this is Dreamers. She has walked through desert sands, huddled down inside a truck, clutching at her mama's hands, both praying for a little luck. Crawling underneath barbed wire, he was barely 3 years old. Daddy carried him for miles, not a peep, just like he was told. Dreamers, they have lived here all their lifetime, in this land we call home. All of their school days and every friend's face are from this place, the only life they've known. Growing up between two worlds, homework, friends, and football games, knowing just one traffic stop could leave her life forever changed. Go to college, find a job, serve your country, make your way. Choices that he cannot make when it's a crime just to remain. Dreamers, they have lived here all their lifetime, this country they call home. All of their school days and every friend's face are from this place, the only life they've known. For into the land where they were born, could it be the dreams they share are big enough for a song? A song. Dreamers, they have lived here all their lifetime. This country is their home. All of their school days and every friend's face are from this place, the only life they've known. Thank you.
I could see why they would like that one. Pick it to go to a
Yeah.
contest.
I'm not usually the flavor of the month with song contests, but they like
Oh
that.
man, yeah. There was somebody, I was at one of them one time, and they were like, well, you know, Gillian Welch said one time, you know, writing songs is it's not a contest or whatever. So I just want you to all know your winners or whatever. You know? They're like, okay, you just like heard somebody that you think we probably all like, which we do, and you know,
Right.
it was very nice of them to say. But then at the end, then everybody walks away and they're like, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like going to New Folk when you're a finalist. It's really fun.
Right.
And like the first day, everyone's like, "Yeah, you're a finalist,"
All right, it's
and then
cool.
like the winners get chosen, the following
Right.
weekend, whatever. And then it's like, "Oh, hi, who are you?"
Right. Oh, dude, one of the weirdest things I remember I went one time to Kerrville by myself, and I hung out with the I guess it's I don't remember what they call them, but it's like the losers of the
Oh, the Thursday, yeah, the
group of seven or
Thursday
like,
7 club or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
that was a fun one.
That was the most fun time I had over
was.
at Kerrville, was hanging out with the folks that like didn't win New Folk. I was like,
Yeah.
wow. So yeah, song contests are cool and fun, and they let you do stuff, but don't let them get you down. That's for damn sure.
No.
Let's see. Trying to think of what song I wanted to play. Which one? What? Oh wow, okay. I will.
You got a request?
I haven't played that in a long time. Hopefully I don't mess it up. Let's see. It's cold outside tonight, babe. Better wear your coat. You know we can't afford no doctor bill. She might as well have told him, Jack, you ain't good for nothing. As he answered with his hand and left her lying still. She married up a mean one. He don't take no direction. His temper leads him where he needs to go. He has a funny way of showing his affection. By now you might think that she might know. The ring around her eye, all the colors in the sky, in the quiet twilight minutes before the dawn. Purple, black, and blue with the light creeping through. The shadow of 5 fingers round her arm. Everybody has one. You never see them coming. Those unfamiliar points of no return. Suzanne passed hers last winter, some midnight in December. One lonely hour it showed itself to her. She was cleaning up the kitchen, the mess she made for dinner, trying hard to calm her trembling hands. And it was drowning in the dishes beneath her own reflection, a spot that won't come clean, a silver frying pan. Ring around her eye, all the colors in the sky, in the quiet twilight minutes before the dawn. Purple, black, and blue with the light creeping through. Shadow of 5 fingers round her arm. The sirens, they came blazing early that next morning. They came because she called for them to come. Found Jack in the bedroom right where she said they'd find him. Suzanne was in the kitchen having coffee with a gun. The ring around her eye, all the colors in the sky, in the quiet twilight minutes before the dawn. Purple, black, and blue with the light creeping through. The shadow of 5 fingers round her arm. Purple, black, and blue with light creeping through. The shadow of 5 fingers round her arm.
That was a good request.
Thanks, yo. She woke up. I got you. I was trying to get what that sign language meant there. That meant that the baby has awoken, and my wife has to
Baby
go
has
home.
awoken. Oh no, you're ruled.
So almost 2.5, getting there. But
When-
but how long she slept is also like almost 2.5 hours, which doesn't happen anymore. So I mean, that's a good thing.
Well,
That's
she
a
might
good
be
thing.
up late tonight. I remember those days. Yeah.
You know,
And my
you
son
just
did
got
that
this
one.
truth that you keep saying, and it's
Yeah. I remember once we went on a trip like upstate New York. We came back, and my son had slept the whole way back. It was like a couple hours, and he was awake, and it's 11 o'clock, and we're like tired, and we're dying because we've driven back, and he's just walking. He's like wound up like a spring, and all of a sudden he takes a step, and he just goes, and he just fell over.
Wow.
And was asleep. That was it. He was out. So it was cool. Yeah, it was funny too.
I want to witness this.
Can we hear that guitar? Is it? I think my hearing's going. Hear that okay? Yeah. Yes. Okay. This is a song that kind of came from a funny place. It was Gordy Quist and Owen Temple had a site called Song Farmer. They had a thing going. That's that's how I met them. They had a workshop, and when I started writing again, I kind of needed something to get going. So I saw this thing, and I went to it. It was cool, but before I went to it, it was a little retreat. There was only like about 10 people. It was really cool, and I ended up writing this song. But I did because they had a website, and I think it's still there, songfarmer.com. And Owen has, he's a little software whiz, so he wrote this thing where you press a button, you click on a little button, and it gives you an assignment of a song about a place. And I clicked the button, and I got mine, and it said, "It's Thursday morning at 10 a.m. You're in Cleveland, Ohio, and you are facing east." And I was like, wow, I've never been to Cleveland, and I don't feel inspired. But then just the meter of listening to like Cleveland, Ohio, I kind of got an idea, and I looked it up a little bit, and I started in a place in Cleveland. There's a lakeside park with a fishing dock. Did you know that?
No.
Have you been to Cleveland?
No, but I had to write a song about Cleveland once too.
Oh, really?
I'll have to play it next. I had to look at Google Maps to figure out what was where.
Yeah, I did the whole thing. Yeah, the fun research about writing a song. But anyway, I just used it as a starting point. Cleveland, Ohio. It's 10 a.m. Thursday. Checked out of my motel, and I went for a walk. The lakefront is quiet, except for men fishing. They stand on the dockside, cast their lines out and talk. How am I living without you? How can I be in this world on my own? Did you really think I would doubt you? Did you really leave? Did you really leave me alone? Youngstown, Ohio, state line by lunchtime. Grabbed some coffee at the Quick Mart and found the talk radio. The callers are angry, they say they're forgotten, though my reason things are different. It's a feeling I know. How can I make it without you? How can I live in this world on my own? Did you really think I would doubt you? Did you really leave me alone? Route 80 PA seems to stretch on for days. I count on small towns of mine. Border Gap into Jersey and the suburban haze. But the New York City sky, that's a sight for sore eyes. Hoboken, New Jersey, it's 6 p.m. Thursday. I parked the car by the ferry and I boarded that boat. Halfway across the Hudson, pulled a box from my backpack. I shook out your ashes, watched you blow off that float. How am I living without you? Why am I here in this world on my own? No choice but to go on without you. But how could you leave? How could you leave? How could you leave me alone? Thank you.
I love that you got that from that. And I would probably, even though I know it's basically close to top. Cool. This is not quite the closing kind of a song, but my Cleveland, Ohio song, play it anyway, even if we're at the 4 o'clock hour in a second. So if this is the last song, don't judge me by going out on this song. All right, like this is not my like. Sometimes you want to like leave on a this is my message to you of who I am as a person. So don't take this as that, because then.
Okay, I got a happy song for us.
Oh, good, yeah.
Not even mine. So.
You'll have a bad impression of me. We wrote this. It's totally off, like out of the ether. My friend came over to write a song. He was like, "Did you know that they call Kenworth trucks K&Ws?" And I was like, "I didn't know that." I was like, "Who are they?" Like, truck drivers. I was like, "Oh shit, all right, cool." So now we have to write a truck driver song. And for some reason we picked Cleveland as a place for them to be coming from or going through or whatever. And then we started looking at maps and we started like looking up truck driver terminology.
It's a fun rabbit hole to to go down those things.
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, how do I make this seem like I actually know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yeah. and then you really never do know if you know what you're talking about until you talk to somebody who is, whatever you're singing about.
Well, they either tell you, "Hey, you got that right," or they say, "You really got that
wrong." Yeah, exactly.
And they will tell you.
They will. No, totally. So I haven't yet played this at a truck stop, but maybe I should, just to like give myself that, just see if it sounds legit or not. Anyway, this is not about me. It's about 2 random truck drivers that we based somewhere from Ohio. This old dirty barroom, no one cares who you know. On the wrong side of Cleveland, like a worn out old joke. I drove all day to get here, and now the night's coming on, dragging out every haunted old memory to welcome me home. My heavy eyes drifting off a long bobtail run, made it clean up from Charleston beneath the November sun. But the phone just kept ringing, so I guess you ain't home. Hell, I hope you ain't out tying off while I'm tying one on. Yeah, it's okay and W, it's blue and it's white, painted up just like my Saturday night on this lonely parade, winding around in the wind. I've been out in the cold for too long to just stumble back in. But out on 77, I can push it all down. When the high line stopped moving, I'm afraid I might drown in my own bad decision, or the sound of the rain. But you shatter my heart, and this old rig just rattles my brain. So I'll roll out this morning with a fistful of pride, hit Alonzo's off Sunset, feeling halfway alive. It's been years since I've seen him, and you know I just might buy some cocaine and cotton and find me some new place to hide. Yeah, this old K&W is blue and it's white, painted up just like my Saturday night on this lonely parade, winding around in the wind. I've been out in the cold for too long to just stumble back in. Dreamweaver, steal me a dream, all wrapped up in chrome like some rubberneck scene, left there alone with the fire and the first flashing lights. You're the drug that I need more than this. Hell, I tried to get clean, but I die for your kiss. I'm wrecked either way, so I might as well go out in style. Yeah, this old K&W's just a burning jackknife, lighting up somebody's Saturday night on this lonely parade, finding one last way to bend. I've been out in the cold for too long to just stumble back in.
Matt Harlan. Matt,
Sure.
thank you so much for being my guest this month.
Thanks
on the
for having
first
me, man.
Sunday Songwriters. Thank you to all those of you here who came to listen and stayed for 2 hours. I'm
Yeah,
really
man.
impressed with y'all. Thank you. Or if you just wandered in, thank you also. And for those of you who are watching and listening online, thank you. And thank you, Robert Borowitz, for enabling that to happen. So that makes us happy. Yeah.
I know. It's almost Claudia's birthday in a couple of days.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all gotta say happy. I mean, we're not gonna sing it because it's not the
I
actual
don't sing.
birthday, but you know, when it comes around. in a day or
Tuesday.
so.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I was, it was great. There was always fireworks the night before my birthday. So
That's
it's
cool.
really cool.
That's cool.
It's really cool. Thank you. And thanks to all of you who did that and put money in the tip jar. That's really, and tipped online. That's it's appreciated. And those of you who bought food and etc. So I'm going to do a song that is not my song. It's in the key of A. It definitely has room for solo, and you probably know it too. And if you know the, it's still apropos, even though it's like probably over 50 years old.
Huh.
Written by Nick Lowe.
Oh, cool.
And it's called What's So Funny About Pete's
Oh,
Love
yeah, I
and
like that.
Understanding. As I walk through this wicked world, searching for light in the darkness, sanity, I ask myself, is all hope lost? Is there only pain and hatred and misery? But each time I feel like this inside, there's one thing I want to know. What's so fun about peace, love, and understanding? Whoa, what's so fun about peace, love, and understanding? As I walk out through troubled times, my spirit gets so downhearted sometimes. Where are the strong? Who are the trusted? And where is the harmony, sweet harmony? 'Cause each time I feel it slipping away, it just makes me wanna cry. What's so fun about peace, love, and understanding? Whoa, what's so fun about peace, love, and understanding? And where is the harmony, sweet harmony? 'Cause each time I feel it slipping away, it just makes me wanna cry. What's so fun about peace, love, and understanding? Whoa, what's so fun about peace, love, and understanding? Whoa, what's so fun about peace, love, and understanding? Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. I'm Claudia Gibson, Matt Harlan.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you, New World Deli. Have a great 4th of July.
Yeah.
Be safe. Thank you.
Well, that was fun, man.
That was fun.
Sorry.